Today I want to show you how to start working with your mandala in Photoshop. So if you're like, what's a mandala? You can go back and look at the example, but this is what you're going to do. So by now you should have scanned your photograms. Hopefully you have two, a basic and a 50/50, and you have them in your Google Drive folder. I'm going to download those, and I'm using another student's work, just full disclosure there. Thank you, Hugo, for letting me use yours so I can show what to do. So I've got them down here, and if I click on this little button and click don't click open because it'll open this in preview, click show in Finder, and there they are. And if I hold down the control key on my keyboard and go to open with Adobe Photoshop. So the first thing I'm going to want to do once I have this open is I am going to want to separate out these two images. And let me show you the easiest way to do this. And there's the bell. If you go to Image, Duplicate, what that's going to do is it's going to make a copy up here at the top. So you can see there's Hugo 1 and Hugo 1 copy. And if I click between them, they look the same because, well, they are the same. They're exact copies. So now I'm going to grab my crop tool, and I'm going to draw around this first image. And I'm noticing already that I have a small problem because it's drawing it not to the proportions I want. So up here I'm going to go to where it says custom, and I'm going to click unconstrained, and now I have the option of still on custom, unconstrained. There we go. So now now I have the option of moving this around. Now the problem is, and I'm noticing, is when I come down here and I'll zoom in to make it super obvious, you can see that clearly the image was at a slight tilt in the scanner. So let me show you a trick. When you come over here, I need to rotate my image, but instead of rotating the image, I'm going to rotate my crop. So I'm going to come to the corner, thank you, Val, and I am going to bring this down here so I can kind of see, and I'm going to take this to the corner. You see what happens there? And I'm going to rotate that, and now when I crop it, or when I move this down, it's not cutting off so much of the image. So actually the crop got rotated, but in the process the image looks like it's been rotated. So it saves me time. I don't have to rotate this a different way. It saves you time. So I'm going to click either the move tool, or if you want to, if there's a checkbox up at the top, which it's hard to see on mine, but there it is. You can click that. That's what I'll do. And voila. So that's the first image. And now you can see I've got this one and this one. So now I'll crop the second one, but again, I'm going to crop this one down here, and again rotate. So see how easy that was to do. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do, is to separate out these two images as two completely separate images to work off of. And I have a little bit of the scanner still showing, so I'm going to zoom in, and so I have more wiggle room with the crop tool to do that. And then of course I could just hit either the checkbox, or if you can't find that, or personally for me, I just find if you just click the move tool, it works just as well. But I'll just do this, and there we go. So I'll click back on the move tool. So now there's image 1 and there is image 2. And of course you need to save these as separate images. So File, Save As. Hopefully by now you have created on your desktop a folder called Photos 1, and I have a lot of folders here, as you can see, and a lot of stuff. But there it is, Photos 1, and I'll call this first one, I'll just delete everything at the top, I'll call this Photogram 1, and I'll hit save, so it's saving it in the right place. Okay, and again, File, Save As, and Photogram 2, and again, Desktop, Photos 1, because it didn't go to the right place right away, and save. Excellent. Okay, so that's the first part. Make your two photograms, separate them. In the next video, I'll show you how to get rid of the dust and scratches and adjust your contrast.